Start the stream? Yes, we do.
Okay.
And we are on the beat. We are ready to go, folks, as always. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 20 of Music Memories featuring Arknolia Strokabine and Dr. Earl W. Brown. And we are here, folks, once again. Now, it's been a while because of my work schedule. As you know, I've been working a whole bunch of chaotic hours here. It's a couple nights, actually, a couple mornings. They had me starting at 7, 8, at 10 a.m. There. And a couple times they had me starting at 12 noon there. But one thing that's good is at least I don't have to worry about starting at 2 or 3 in the afternoon because, I'm definitely most needed at the place I work at, definitely there. And right now, business at there is pretty kind of like slowing down a little bit there, but there's still a lot of need for the dairy stuff there. Our milk has been flying off the shelf as always, so I'm definitely occupied in that level, I guess you could say.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Yeah, because after the hell that I went through this past summer with the pandemic, the lockdown, the staying inside, staying home bullshit there, thank goodness it was the shows I was doing with the YR and a couple of his crew there. That helped me keep me sane as long as with Minnesota Vikings fan with his program, Real as Fuck TV, which I was able to finally join in on at the second hour. But I did call in on the way home for my Uber ride, but I had to get on the computer here and record the second half and upload it on my channel because, as you know, we both simulcast together on each other's channels here, like we're doing right
Right.
now.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So once again tonight, I guess Arky is going to do his continuation of his top 10 list of songs from the Hollies, the Dave Clark Five, Donovan, and who was it else? I guess it was
Herman's Hermits.
Hermits, Peter Noon and his boys there,
Yeah, it's
and
mostly going to be my list, but when we
yeah,
start moving into some of the other stuff real soon,
yeah.
Dr. Earl will have a list of his own, I hope.
Yeah, I got to work on that. But then again, you got to remember, I work my ass off. I
That's
get home,
true.
I'm like tired. I'm tired as hell. I'm like, holy cow, I gotta lay down and shit like that. There was one time and this was a couple. Almost came close to doing another double shift
Oh,
a couple of
wow.
days ago. So I was like, when I got home finally, I was like, oh, I'm so beat. I gotta lay down, and I'm so tired. Blah. So that's pretty much the sum of it. So I got to really sometimes sit down, possibly when I get done with our tomorrow night show, which will be at the same time here, 7 Eastern time. I would definitely sit down and write some of my either top 10, top 5, top 15 tracks, and
Okay,
of
I'll
course,
give you a list of the ones I did,
all right,
and
go
you
ahead
can,
there.
well, I mean, when we're done
And
here.
shout out to the boy, Minnesota Vikings fan. He's in my chat right now, dude. And also shout out to Costanza. I was on Monetize This last night. One of the reasons why I don't really come on that show is because it's hard for me to get a word in edgewise. When you think about it. I mean, I enjoy being on that program, but the problem is it's hard for me to get a word or two in at times because everybody talks so much on that program.
Yeah.
But I called in because Joe was asking me, "Where's Doctor Earl? Where's Doctor Earl?" Because he knows I'm going to debate Bullfrog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess now I'm hoping did Bullfrog win on the wheel? I guess did he win? Was he able to be back on monetize this after being banned for so many months? Vikings. I'm asking the reply in the chat because I went to bed or I just signed off and went to bed. Yeah, so yeah, Bullfrog does cut everyone off the call. Obviously, there over talks everybody. He's like what Ken says. He bulldozes everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say so. Shall we begin, folks?
Okay, I'm going to start with Herman's Hermits.
All right,
Okay, I got a top 15 for these cats.
all right. Yeah, Hermits formed by Peter Noon and I guess are they still on tour right now? Do they still do shows? Is it Hermits featuring Peter Noon? I guess it is.
I'm not sure about that. If they are, they got to be like in wheelchairs.
Oh
And I,
wow.
and I say that because I'm in a wheelchair. But not an issue.
Oh
Number 15, I got Into the World, which is their version of an old Skeeter Davis song. It's
ah.
actually pretty good.
Okay.
And number 14, I got I'm Henry the Eighth I Am, which
Which
everybody
we
and
all
their
know pretty
mother
much.
knows that song.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was big in, of all movies, Ghost, when they
The
were driving Whoopi Goldberg crazy.
oh man, wait a minute, Jeebus, he's trying to call me right now, dude. Um,
Who is?
Jeebus the God, I had a little we had a good talk on the last Thursday on the Real Swag TV. Hold up there, Jeebus. I will add you to the call. You know, later.
Hope
You
he's
gotta
okay.
wait till he's
Hope he's okay
okay.
with the list.
Okay. All right, so we'll find out when I add him to the call here, because I don't want to lose you, because it puts you on hold.
Okay, I'll wait, or you can call me back
Okay,
or whatever.
I'll do that. I'll answer his call right now there.
I'm still there. Are you here? Okay. I still show that I'm on the call.
There you
There.
are.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried to add him in, but sadly he wasn't able to. For some reason, he just. I'll try it again. I'll add him to the call here because there you go. I'm gonna add him to the mix here.
Well, it's nice to have people that they can actually.
Absolutely, yeah. We welcome a lot of call-ins, a lot of opinions and the stuff here. See if he has anything to say about your list there. Definitely. He has tried contacting me a couple of times. Say what's up, bro? How you doing there? We had a good conversation this past Thursday.
Whoa.
There you are, Jesus.
Wow, is he on a racetrack?
I think he's outside. He's on his cell phone, I believe. Correct?
Does it sound shitty? Does it sound windy?
Sounds a little. It sounds a little. I know it's hard to hear your voice a little bit there.
Sounds like you're
All
on a
right.
racetrack.
Sounds like a racetrack. Well, no, that's cool. I'm gonna call me right back. All right.
I'll call you right back. Got you, dude.
All right. Cool.
All
Thanks.
right. Okay.
While we're waiting for him, number 13, I have his Listen People.
Uh huh.
Say something if you've never heard of these songs, because I'm kind of curious.
Well, I only heard it. I'm Henry VIII and Mrs. Brown. You got a lovely daughter. I know I've heard those two songs in the past
Well,
there a few times
I
before
might
on that.
I might mention a few that you'll go, oh yeah. That's what I'm kind of hoping anyway.
All right, so I definitely know what on some of the other lists, definitely for sure. And the only no song I know from Dave Clark Five is, of course, "Glad Over." So
Oh, those
I'm
guys had a
definitely
ton of hits.
all right. So I'm definitely due for an education here, no doubt about that.
Okay, number 12 I've got is Leaning on the Lamppost.
All right, kind of a song where you're just like standing on the corner there, observing everything
That's
around you.
pretty much how it goes.
Man,
Uh, then number 11 I got Hold On, which is actually from a movie, but I don't know if Herman's was in the movie or not. I'm not that familiar with it. Number 10
all
I
right,
got a song called She's a Must to Avoid.
all right, and he's calling back again.
Okay,
All
go
right,
ahead and get that.
okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh yeah, so this should work here. Let's
Yeah.
see what we've got.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not the only person in the world that's heard of these songs.
All right. Well, definitely, like I said, this is a good education of all the cats out there who would not only know the two main songs that I mentioned.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Let's see. Let me try. Okay, let me get this. I tried and said, Oh,
You still there? Okay, I'm assuming you're on with, because you're not on with me. Oh, whoa. Do I need to answer this? Okay, have I got you or what have I got here? Hello? Okay, I don't know. I have no idea what I have just now. Hello? Hello? Okay, we're live, so I don't know what to do. I guess I'll wait till the doctor comes back or calls me or something. I'm not hearing you, Doc. Are you there? Hello? Okay, I don't know what the next thing to do here would be except maybe hang up and let the doctor call me back. Let's try that. I'm still there, but I'm not connected. Call me doctor. Doctor. Okay, I'll call you. How's that?
Uh,
Okay,
you
now I'm
know,
there.
there you are,
hey,
dude. I was hoping that, you know, Jeebus, say hello to Arknolia
Arknolia.
Struggle.
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Hey, hello, sir. I've heard a lot about you and
Hope it was
listened
good.
to a bunch of your shows here. And it sounds like you're pretty knowledgeable in that old school stuff, man. That's awesome.
Well, that's because I am old school.
yeah, we're
You are
both
old.
old school, dude. We both are old school dudes.
And like that music and follow everything, you know?
Yeah,
Who's the bass player of this band? Who's the, you know, lead guitarist on this band? You guys are pretty knowledgeable. So that's awesome, man. Keep
thank
it
you.
going.
Yeah, definitely spread the word about our shows here. We should be doing another one tomorrow night at the same time here.
And
Yep.
we'll do a different list, obviously. There's no point in
Yeah,
repeating this one.
yeah.
I haven't looked yet, but I'll look in a minute to see what I got. Uh, I was up to number 9 on Herman's Hermits. Do you know about Herman's Hermits, Jeebus?
I I don't know about Hermits. No.
No, they were a '60s band that came along with the many others during the British invasion of the 1960s,
Yeah, they're
along with
Right. The
the
Beatles.
Kinks, the Stones, the Beatles, the Yardbirds.
okay. Number 9 I got is a song called "Don't Go Out in the Rain."
It was, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you don't go out in the rain, you're going to melt, sugar. Okay. Yeah,
Now without a raincoat or an umbrella over your head.
right. Number 8 I got is a Sam Cooke cover, "A
Oh
Wonderful
wow.
World."
Oh wow.
Don't know much
Interesting.
about
Yep.
history, don't know much about, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely got to give Sam Cooke his due, man. He
Yeah.
came up with some pretty damn good songs.
Oh, yeah.
Was he
Absolutely.
ever in a band? Did he ever have a band? Sam
Who
Cooke?
Sam?
No,
No,
he
he was.
he he had a backup group. He was a singer,
Right.
solo
Right.
Yeah,
artist.
yeah, he came out with a lot of songs. Like I think it was, having a party. I think it was What a Wonderful World. Other songs. You Send Me. That was one
That
of
was
his
probably his
biggest one
biggest
there.
one.
Absolutely.
Which
I
one was
remember
one of his biggest ones?
You
You
Send
Send
Me.
Me.
You
Yeah,
Send Me?
Yeah.
correct.
Hey,
Yeah.
is he still alive? Is Sam Cooke still around?
Oh,
No,
no.
he's deceased.
Is
He
He was
died from a
murdered,
gunshot
actually.
wound. Yeah, some lady in a hotel lobby shot him. I guess it was a scuffle, I
Oh,
guess.
jeez.
Yeah. And it happened in 67 or 65, I believe it was.
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
around there. He's been gone a long
I,
time.
I bet you his signature's worth some money, you know, if you
Oh, yeah.
signed any pictures.
I think some of that money goes toward. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, number 7 I got is This Door Swings Both Ways. Okay.
Ah, cool. Anyone who works at a restaurant that can relate to that song there.
Yeah, you're going in and somebody's coming out, right?
Yeah.
And
Especially the
Lord
kitchen.
Salute, you know.
What?
You remember those old saloons? Those doors would swing both ways, right?
Yeah, even today in kitchens and the restaurants and golf clubs, they have
Yeah,
the same thing.
you got to have that.
I
Yeah.
know that's true. It's just, but in our case, at my former workplace, you had to go in one direction and go in another, coming in and out
Yeah,
because too
there's
many people
usually
running into one another, especially when you have a whole bunch of dishes and plates and stuff to give to the customers. Boom, all over the place, man. That has happened a couple times in the past. So they had to come up with this little solution where you have to, if you're going out to the dining room, you have to go through the right. If you're coming back in, you got to go through the left side. Yeah, kind of like the same thing with the traffic
right.
here in the states. That is.
Yeah. Number 6, I've got another cover. This is a Kinks song, Dandy.
Ah, interesting there. The British invasion covers the British invasion. There
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
yeah. About a third of their songs or more were probably covers.
Ah,
Another cover at number 5 was Silhouettes, and I don't remember who did it.
oh wow. I don't think I've heard of that song before there.
Is took a walking past your house late last night. Uh, saw the I don't remember the exact words, but at any rate, he sees silhouettes on the shade doing stuff, and it enrages him. And he goes to ring the door and finds out it's the wrong house.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I remember Richard Pryor was making a joke about, coming home, trying to walk home after being in the bar all night, and he's walking up the wrong house, this wrong house. Well, which house is mine? How many people have had that happen to them?
Yeah, it's true. And
You
number
know, you guys, when that happens, Doctor Earl, a lot of people get a lot of those people they get murdered. They get shot.
Yeah, that's
nowadays,
true.
that's
Yeah,
especially true. Wasn't so much the case back then, but
I've watched a lot of these cases where they get super drunk and they go to the next door neighbor's house, you know,
and they,
thinking
they
it's
think
their
it's their,
house.
think of their house, and next thing you know, boom, they get filled up full of lead.
yeah,
And you really can't blame the owner of the house because the
no.
owner of the house is thinking they're getting invaded, you know?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's really interesting. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, number 4, I got, you know this one, Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter.
Oh yeah, definitely. We know that song there.
Now, that
If
little
you're,
ticky tack thing he does on the guitar,
yes.
he uses a
I like.
handkerchief through the
Oh,
strings, which kind of mutes the strings a little bit.
yeah.
If you've ever seen that song performed live.
I haven't really seen it, but I've got pretty much picked up the idea of what you're talking about there to make it so the sound a little bit more bim, bim, bum, bum, bum,
Kind of
something like
banjo
that.
without being a banjo.
I
And,
see there.
you know,
Which by the way worked when you first hear it. You can't help but think it was a banjo that they were playing.
yeah, it kind of sounds like a muted banjo, but it's a
Yeah.
guitar with a handkerchief.
Ah,
What's the group
interesting.
called?
The song is called
Go ahead.
what song? What up,
Mrs.
do
Brown,
Jeebus?
Mrs. Brown,
What's
you've
the
got a
group?
lovely daughter.
And what's the group? Do you know the group name?
Herman's
Herman's
Hermits,
Hermits. Yeah.
Hermits.
Yes.
Where's they from?
They're from
England.
England.
Oh,
Like
the
I said,
invasion.
the British invasion era.
Actually, all 4 groups we do tonight are from the British invasion.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes.
Well, thank
Number
you. Go ahead.
3 is I'm Into Something Good, which was a pretty big hit for them.
I remember hearing that. Yes, I've heard
I
that a
told you
couple of
you'd hear
times
that.
at the Goodwills. Yes.
I
Yes, so
told you you'd
that
hear
caught me
some of
out. That
these.
caught me. Absolutely, you're correct on that. That caught me off guard a little bit when you mentioned that. That's who does that song. Because I
Yeah,
remember used to hearing that at the Goodwills here in Texas a lot of times.
yeah. Number 2 I got is Can't You Hear My Heartbeat?
Nice. Nice title there. Can't you
And
hear my heartbeat?
you're actually pretty close to melody, amazingly.
Oh, wow. That's
Uh,
interesting.
Number 1, I got a song called I Can Take or Leave You Lovin', which is a pretty nice little song. It's one of the last ones they did before they quit doing new stuff.
Wow. So it was their last recorded effort before they decided to become just a regular touring group.
I'm not sure of that, but I do know it was among the last songs they did.
Hmm. Now I'm beginning to wonder. I know Peter Noon decided to revamp Hermits. I guess with him as the only original member, from what I understand. This was back in around the 1980s. I remember there was a couple of programs about him. I know you remember the program America's Top 10 with
Yeah,
Casey Kasem, the TV show. I think he was featured on that, on that program as well, doing some interviews, this and that here.
that wouldn't
I guess he
surprise me
was.
because he had a lot of songs that were in the top 10.
Yeah, I guess he was coming out with a solo record at that time. He was revamping his career, and I guess that stint on that program was one of the efforts to get that career going again. But this time,
Probably.
as I mentioned, a solo career. I guess it was, like I said, a solo album he did.
Yeah.
In
Uh,
fact, I remember Tommy James, the guy who wrote Crimson and Clover and Crystal Blue Persuasion. He released a record around that same period just as well. That was a big song that was a big hit.
yeah, I can't think
I
of the
think it
name.
was I think it was Three Kinds of Love or something like that. I gotta look it up. Let me
It
see if
doesn't sound familiar to me.
all right, I remember it was years back. Let me try to look it up here on.
And I know
Let's
Tommy
see.
James pretty well, actually. Well,
Oh, really?
not personally, but his stuff.
All right, let's see how we got. Tommy James and the Shondells. Not just Money Money. Come on, come on. Let's see what it was. I'm
Maybe
looking at
Ball of
Tommy
Fire.
James. Ball of Fire. Hmm. Oh wow, he has his own YouTube channel.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just looking at it right now. Um, 23 gold singles, 9 platinum albums, and I
Guy
forgot. I'm
was
trying to
good.
find that. Yeah, he was. And it was, unfortunately, what you remember the Billy Idol's cover of Money Money and Tiffany's version of I think we're alone now. The songs you think he'd be I think he does receive a little bit of royalties from those covers, but I think what it is that he doesn't own the rights to those songs. I guess remember there at that time the managers and the publishing companies and the record labels owned the rights to those songs. What do you think about it there?
Yeah, yeah. The worst case of that was what happened with Grand Funk Railroad.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was an atrocity. Also with everybody, yeah, which is why we advise everybody listening to read your contracts very carefully before you sign anything, folks.
Yep, yep.
There's always that one clause that's going to fuck you up in the end there.
Yeah, and make you sorry.
Absolutely. And it's going to drag you out in court for God knows how many years.
And you probably don't have much of a chance of winning. Okay, next group I got a top 15 for is the Hollies. And we know the Hollies because that's where Graham Nash came from.
Yeah, absolutely. We know the songs like The Air That I Breathe, which is the first song I heard from them. I remember hearing that at this one school. The teacher brought in her collection of 45s and a record, one of those portable record players. I was listening to the headphones here during, I guess it was, forgot what period of time it was. And I think it was in the afternoon or early morning. And she would play this, and it was like, "Oh wow, sounds like some sort of an anthem or something like that." There,
Yeah, I
and of
guess in
course,
a way it
later
was.
it was, yeah, and of course, British television made a TV commercial, something about environmental causes, or something like that, and that song was used in that particular commercial.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll get to that song.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 15 I got is a song they did called Russian Roulette, which wasn't a
Based
big
on the
hit,
game.
but it was a good song. I liked it. Well, this is my I like list anyway.
Yeah,
Number 14 is something called Jennifer Eccles,
Jennifer Echoes.
Eccles.
Oh, okay, I see now. I thought it was the echoes as in hello, 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 that kind
Right.
of stuff there.
No. And number 13 I got a song called Carrie Anne.
Hmm, interesting, the name there. We don't hear the too many girls with that kind of name anymore. When you think about it,
No, not really.
maybe
No,
I ought to guy. Maybe if I have a daughter sometime, I should name her that.
yeah. Number 12 I got is a song called Another Night, which is a pretty good song too. They didn't do a lot of covers. They did one or two here and there.
Ah.
Number 11, I've got a song you probably heard before. He Ain't Heavy,
Mhm.
He's My Brother.
Oh, absolutely. We know that song like the back of our hands. That's definitely a big. I think Cher did a cover. Oh, sorry, she did a cover of that song on her first record. Believe it or not.
Well, I would have put it higher, but I got kind of the point where I was getting tired of hearing it. I still like
Yeah,
it,
that's
but
true.
they play it a
Yeah,
lot.
that's true. Yeah, but you know how that's how radio is. They got to rely on the hits. It's the
Right.
hits that keep the people coming. It's the hits that keep the people listening. The people want the hits. Yep, 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 yep. That's how it is.
And most times that's not even true.
Yeah.
Number 10, I got Magic Woman Touch.
Ah.
Number 9, I got The Air That I Breathe.
Oh yes.
Number 8's another one I'm pretty sure you've heard. Long Coat Woman in a Black Dress.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Every time you see, if you're getting ready with your lady love there, and she wears something like that, definitely that's the song to play as she walks out of the room and saying, "How do I look, honey?
Yeah,
Let me put on the stereo here." And you see it. Walk out now, my love. Oh yeah, you look so fine. And while that song is playing in the background, definitely
yeah.
perfect time to play that song there.
Number 7, I got off the same album is a song called Long Dark Road.
Hmm.
Number 6, I got is Dear Eloise. Number 5 is a really interesting song, and it's got a lot of banjo in it, of all things. It's a song
Wow.
called Stop, 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 and it's basically about a guy that's obsessed with a dancer, and he keeps going in the club, and she's dancing, and he keeps telling him, Stop, stop, stop all the dancing, give me time to breathe. Stop, stop, stop all the dancing, or I'm going to have to leave. And it's
Oh
talking about
wow.
how he obsessed he is with her. It's a pretty good little song, actually.
And a pretty a point being proven in that song about the people about probably one of the most, sounds like one of the first songs addressing sexual harassment.
Probably, but it's worth a listen. And like I said, it's got a banjo in it, which is unreal.
Definitely got to check that out. I'm always interested to hear certain things in certain songs
That's
that
different,
we don't
yeah.
expect. Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the things that I pick up on a lot of times. Sometimes I'll listen to a song and be hearing it, and I'll pick up on, say, the bass or the drums or something like that, where most people listen to the singer singing or the lead guitarist or something like that. I just pick up whatever's interesting, which proves my point in the next song. I did pick up on the guitar. Look through my look through any window. It's got a great 12 string thing in it that it starts with.
Wow. Electric guitar.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So Roger McQuinn, if you're listening, you started the big trend. Keep that in mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Number 3, I got the song called "Pay You Back with Interest," which is another
Nice.
pretty cool song.
Nice.
And I know I have a number 2 here somewhere. Oh, there it is. "Tell Me to My Face," which Dan Fogelberg covered, I believe.
Oh wow. And Dan Fogelberg, he's no longer around, from what I understand.
No, he had cancer. Which one? Pancreatic, I
Wow.
believe.
Wow. That is sad because he did come up with some good songs there. We got to keep that in line.
He
Like
came up with some absolutely
Longer,
great songs.
Hotel Hotel Hearts, a couple of good songs there, definitely. And
And well,
that title.
he did a great cover of "Rhythm of the Rain," the old Cascade song.
Oh yes, I remember that song.
His
And
cover is fantastic, actually.
Jeebus, he's typing something there. Um, he suggested, can we do a new list? Best soundtracks. We all get a chance to say. Tell you what, how does that sound to you, Ark?
Yeah, we could probably do that. It'd be a good idea,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, definitely. Because I have a few soundtracks that I deemed were pretty good there. I used to listen to. Some of them maybe be like maybe way awkward, but you can't help but listen. But you can't help it. They were unique at that time.
Yeah, there are certain soundtracks that I really liked.
Yeah, let's plan a
Uh,
show. I said. Tell you what, Jeebus
maybe
is
we'll
still
do that.
there.
Maybe we can do that tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, our Jeebus, definitely we could definitely if you're in there. Let me get myself together. I am game. Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Let us.
absolutely, boys. I was just, a lot of this old school stuff I'm not so much familiar with, but if we can do soundtracks from whatever era and explain why you love those soundtracks, there are a lot of really good ones out there. Even 80s, 70s movie soundtracks.
Yes,
Yep. And
because
there's a lot of them
like I
that
said,
touch you for bizarre reasons. You just like them. No particular rhyme or reason to it. You just like them. It's kind of
Yeah, they
like my
got a really
list.
good mix of different bands on there. Uh, Even if they don't, for whatever reason, there's really good soundtracks out there. So
yeah, I
yeah,
can name a
I'm
few.
gonna
I
make
can name a
myself a list right here tonight. I'm gonna make myself a top 20, and if you guys want to do the same,
Yeah.
and or top 10, and
top
we
10,
can
top
explain why
5,
we
15, don't matter.
yeah, we can explain why we like those soundtracks. Maybe it was because it was a time in our life we were a child at the time, and we could really relate to that movie, and the soundtrack kind of just really grabbed us and took us to a special place in our life. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yep.
But it'd be really cool. It'd be a really cool topic to explain. But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's
Oh,
okay.
no sweat.
Well, we got to give you credit for the inspiration for that idea. Definitely tomorrow night, Jeebus, if you're available, we will definitely call you. Get on the call, and we'll definitely
Thank
do
you.
this.
Oh, that'd be really fun. Thanks a lot, guys.
And
Absolutely.
and
All
what we'll
right.
do is ping pong back and forth. Like you do your 20th, I'll do my 20th. Dr. Earl does his
Yeah,
20th, and back and forth like that.
Yeah.
Do them one at a
absolutely.
time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely got something to look forward to tomorrow. There. That's for sure. Something added new to this program.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I'm sure one of us will mention that soundtrack the other two of us forgot, because that's going to happen, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like I said, I have a few
Oh, yeah.
soundtracks. I got to work on. Have a few soundtracks that I definitely would definitely consider there.
You remember, guys, watching that first Ghostbusters movie?
Yes, I
Holy.
remember. Yes, I
The
remember the
music,
few.
the music made the movie.
It helped definitely. I mean, or Ray Parker Jr., who, by the way, is still around. Keep in mind.
Yeah, and I read somewhere recently that he copied that song from Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis, send the
Yeah.
news. Yeah, I want a new drug. And I guess
Huey,
Huey Lewis,
Huey
they
Lewis.
took up the point. Yeah, Huey
Huey
Lewis.
Lewis wasn't not Huey Lewis in the movie Back to the Future?
Yes, he was. He was
He
featured in a
was. He
couple.
was in the
It
gym.
was,
He was one of the teachers.
yes, he was. It was a
Cool.
cameo.
Wow, look at all these little links, these little links that Huey Lewis and whoever it may be that we can attach to Hollywood. It's really fun and cool.
Yeah. And my
Sorry
number.
about that, Brown. You were
No problem.
explaining about Huey Lewis and he did something else.
Well, I'm not too. I forgot. I don't really remember what else he did other than film wise. Oh yeah, him and Gwyneth Paltrow's cover of "Cruisin'," the Smokey Robinson cover for that song of, I mean, for that movie. I forgot the title of it, but I think it was around the 1990s. I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well let's get back to what we were doing before. But go ahead. Sorry, boys.
No problem. Number one song I got for the Hollies was a song called King Midas in Reverse, which has some excellent musical stuff going on in it. It's a
Ah,
Graham Nash song, but it's got some
nice
really interesting musical stuff going on in it. It's worth a listen, believe me.
arrangements, instrumentation, and stuff.
Yeah, and just the way it's structured. But basically, it's talking about you know the story of King Midas.
King Midas, yeah, with the golden touch, absolutely there.
Well, apparently this song is about a King Midas in reverse, which everything he touched turned to crap. So
Should probably call it King Crapola.
yeah, but it's a very, like I said, it's a very interesting song, and the musical arrangement and the lyrics and the content. Well, it's Graham Nash, you can tell.
Yeah, but he probably sings on it if I'm correct, right?
I believe that's correct.
Mm.
He actually does a live version of it on the remake of the reissue of Crosby, Stills and Nash Four-Way Street, where they added like 4 songs. That's one of them.
Ah, because I remember back around 1983 or 82, 84, I guess, the Hollies did reunite for an album like titled what was it? And he did their cover version of "Stop in the Name of Love," and I guess the video for that was kind of like had an anti-nuclear war theme to it. There,
Yeah,
no nuclear war in the name of love, this and that. There,
yeah, yeah. Well, I guess the next one I wanted to kind of go into was top 15 for the Dave Clark 5,
yes.
which they had a ton of top 10 hits.
Yeah, but sad, and this is another thing to all these radio programmers out there. We mentioned this many times before, but sadly they don't want to because they rather focus where the money's at. The only played song they ever play is, of course, "Glad All Over," but we're exposing the other songs that all the other people need to know about right here.
Well, actually, some of these you're going to go, oh, I know that song.
Okay.
Okay, number 15 is a song called Try Too Hard, which is a pretty nice old song. And then I got number 14 is Please Tell Me Why, which actually was an album cut, but it's pretty good. 13 I got is I've Got to Have a Reason, which was a hit for them. Number 12 I've got is 19 Days. That's a nice old song. And I know I have a number 11 here somewhere.
All
Oh, there it
right.
is. Good Time Woman.
Uh-huh.
Guess we kind of know what that's about.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
A little bit of fun.
Yeah. And number 10 is a song called At the Scene, which I believe is a cover of I think a Chuck Berry song.
Ah, interesting there. I don't think Chuck Berry wrote that song.
Chuck Berry.
Excuse me. Chuck Berry, yeah, that big daddy of rock and roll right there. I didn't know he wrote a song of that order there.
I love Chuck Berry. Chuck
Oh,
Berry's
yeah.
my shit. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
on the Back to the Future, right? Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Kind
actually,
of on the phone.
yeah, absolutely. Well, what it was is that Marty McFly, played by Michael J. Fox, that did his cover version of one of his songs. I think it was Johnny Be Good.
Johnny
I
Be
guess
Bad.
he went
Johnny B.
nuts.
Bad.
Yep, Johnny.
And then one of the guys that was in the band, you could hear him calling, "Hey Chuck, you
Chuck.
got to hear this."
In the background. Yeah, in the background he's
Yeah.
going, Chuck, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear this shit right now.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
awesome.
that. Yeah,
Number 9 I got is a song called "Can't You See That She's Mine."
oh yeah. Well, I think we know the description of that song. The dude trying to tell this other dude, "Hey, can't you see she's my girlfriend, not yours?"
Right. Number 8's a cover of an old Coaster song, "Do You Love Me?"
Oh, do you love me?
Yep.
Bum 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 bum. Do you love? Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. Do you love me? No, no, no.
And I remember that.
I
remember the
original. By love. Do you love me? Yes, I do. Am I right?
Yeah,
Is
that's the
that
one.
right?
Yeah, that's the
That's
one
the
that I
one.
remember on the movie Dirty Dancing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Number 7 I
Good
got
track.
the one you mentioned,
Good song.
"Glad All Over."
Absolutely. Yep. The one that the main one that everybody goes to.
Yeah, and number 6 I got the song called "I Like It Like That," which is a pretty cool song about they got a little place down the track. The name of the place is "I Like It Like That."
Ah,
It's a pretty good song.
interesting there.
Number
Should
five,
be
I
a good
got.
title.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, dude.
Number five, I got is "Catch Us If You Can," which I believe was in one of. They did one or two movies, and I believe that was in one of the movies.
Interesting.
And number four, I got one you're gonna recognize, I think. "Bits and Pieces."
Um,
You know, I'm in pieces, bits and pieces. Number three, I got is an early anti-war song, "Come Home."
Hmm. Nice. I
I
want to check that one out.
Talking about a guy who says, "As I write this letter today, tears start running down my eyes. I remember the things we used to say and the ties that bind. Only one
Nice.
thing I want to do, come home, come home." It's a pretty good song because you don't get the gist of what's going on till you really think about it. Oh, okay.
Any war songs, like that, about coming home to the family.
There's
They
a
haven't been back to the family, and they're heartbroken. Really
Yeah.
good subject.
Well, we had covered or talked about three of them last show, or four of them that were wildly.
anti-war anthems. Oh, we have about five of them. War by Edwin Starr. Um, Sky Pilot by Eric Burden and the Animals. 2+2 by the Bob Seger System. The main one, of course, we all know like the back of our hands. War Pigs by Black Sabbath, and I forgot there was a fifth one. I forgot what it
Country
was.
Joe and the Fish. I feel like I'm fixing to die.
Oh yeah, that was a brutal one there.
Yeah,
Those are
Absolutely.
pretty emotional songs. You got to put yourself in their place.
yeah,
When you
and
put yourself in their place, man, that song means just that much more. You feel the emotion.
and I'm going to
Yes,
mention another one now and another one a little later. The one I'm going to mention now is Loggins and Messina did a song called "Golden Ribbons," which is a very poignant song. It's worth a listen.
yeah.
Sorry, what was that called again?
"Golden Ribbons." It's
Golden Ribbon.
yeah, "Golden Ribbons." It's by
I'll check that
Loggins and
one.
Messina.
Yeah,
I have not heard that one yet, so I'll check it out on YouTube there.
Yeah,
absolutely, man.
I think you'll listen to it and go, "Whoa."
Blow me away, I'll get emotional.
That's very possible because it does do a little tugging on your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great song. Well, it's Loggins and Messina. What can I say?
Yeah. Same guys who wrote Your Mama Don't Dance.
Well, yeah, but it's definitely not in that vein.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to remember, a lot of the songs that we're talking about, a lot of artists were speaking about, put a lot of emotion into their songs so you can feel what they're feeling that's just as well.
Yeah, and those are the songs that usually grab you the most. I know one in that vein is John Lennon, "Mother." When he sings that song,
Um,
you can
you, oh,
feel
the
you can feel what he's feeling. I mean, it's
Oh, that
unreal.
whole dude, that whole album he did, John Lennon / Plastic Ono Band, that was one of his. That record stood against everything the Beatles were about. When you look, what's the
Wasn't that his only album? He didn't have any
No.
more albums than
Oh
that
no,
one.
he had a lot of
Oh
them.
yes, he did a lot of them.
John Lennon
Walls
did?
and Bridges, yeah, Walls and
Oh,
Bridges,
really?
Mind Games, yep. Sometime in New York City, Rock and Roll. His last one,
Wow.
Double Fantasy, Milk and
Imagine.
I'm
Honey.
missing a lot of. I need to start collecting some of these John Lennon albums because John Lennon's the shit.
Oh yeah, you'll
He
love
was
them.
the anti-authority. He would be doing protests, in the park,
Right,
Yeah.
right?
right.
Absolutely. He was one of the biggest. Remember, Richard Nixon, who was the president at that time, he was trying to get him booted from the country because he had started up a big influence on the young people out there to go against Nixon's trades there. What do you think about it?
Yeah, yeah.
And also, Jeebus here, check out the music video on YouTube for Mind Games. It shows some
Right.
footage from him in New York City there by himself.
Atlanta.
The people.
Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah, because
Interesting.
that video shows how much He loved New York City and how much New York City loved him back, without a doubt.
Well, when we get
You got
to
you and
when,
Arknolia and Dr. O. You guys should do just a show just on the conspiracy theory of John Lennon, like what exactly happened. You know, like a lot of people think that he's still alive. Did he get shot? Why did he get shot?
Oh,
Just
we
to,
know why he got shot, because Mark David Chapman, the guy who shot him, hell, was a was a lunatic who believed that Lennon had sold out his radical beliefs
yeah,
when the 70s ended. When
well,
it's excuse me, when the 70s ended.
when we get to Lennon, and we will do a whole show on Lennon and cover that.
Over that
cool.
whole situation there, definitely.
Awesome. Thanks.
Number two, I got a song that was pretty big for them called "Because." It was a ballad, but it was a really nice ballad.
Nice.
And then my number one song, and I say my number one song because a lot of people wouldn't put this number one, but I did because I just like the song. It's called "Everybody Knows," and it's not the. They did two songs titled "Everybody Knows," but the first one's "Everybody Knows I Still Love You," and it's a good song. But this one was the one they did later. Talk about "Everybody Knows You Said Goodbye." Everybody knows. It's a great song actually about a guy that his girlfriend broke off with him because he was basically a scumbucket. Who'd we get?
Somebody, what the heck? Are you guys calling me again? Because it says here, Arknolia stroke of being Jeebus to God, or you still there, guys?
I'm here.
Because I got this call on my phone here from you and the Jeebus.
Huh, interesting.
Huh. And I know
Weird.
Jeebus is still here. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Maybe it's Jeebus the fake. Who knows?
Well, Jeebus, you there, dude?
We apparently lost him.
I still see his icon here.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay, the last guy I was going to cover in this show, and then we can talk about something else, was Donovan.
All right.
And let me see if I. Okay, I didn't put his anti war song. Well, Hurdy Gurdy Man is technically an anti war song. But he
Really?
did one called To Susan on the West Coast Waiting from Randy in Vietnam Fighting, which is another anti war song about, hey, I'm away, I'm not here anymore.
Yeah. Now I had to run with his. I got one of his the only record I had from him was Donovan's greatest hits, and
Well,
it was
most of my top 10 is going to come from that.
absolutely. I know some of those songs pretty much you're going to speak of here.
Yeah. Number 10 I got is Catch the Wind.
Okay.
I like the folky version better than I like the long drawn out one they did later. Uh,
Ah,
it's about 2.5 minutes and it's really folky and it's pretty good.
yeah.
Now, to be honest, I don't know if it's number nine songs on that album or not. It's one called Barabajaggle.
I don't think I've heard that one before. No.
It's an interesting little song. Then
Interesting title as well.
yeah, number eight, I got a song called Lelania, which is kind of about a lady of the evening, her lot in life, and things of that nature.
Ah,
Number seven, I got a song. It's a bouncy little song. It's called Happiness Runs in a Circular Motion. And number six, I got Sunshine Superman.
oh yeah, I remember hearing that song as well.
Great little song. And then number five, I got There Is a Mountain. First there is a mountain, then there isn't.
Yes.
Yeah. And I told you that Allman Brothers did like a 32-minute jam based on the melody of that
Yep.
song,
Yes.
which is absolutely cool. Worth a listen. Uh, Number four, I got Epistle to Dippy. Now there's a title.
Nice.
Number three, I got is Season of the Witch. That's been covered a
Oh
lot.
man. Oh man. And that song, the Debbie has been featured a lot of movies there, a lot of suspenseful movies there. I remember it was featured in the movie More American Graffiti. I remember seeing that on the cable television there.
Yeah, and that song was covered by a lot of different people.
Absolutely.
Great song. Number two, I like the story in this song is Atlantis.
Oh yeah, I remember that's hearing there was a black and white music video for the movie. I guess it was for these programs like Beat Club. I think it
Right.
was. Yes, and it was. I remember hearing that on the radio a couple times there. Pretty interesting story there.
Yeah, it was big when it came out. It was played a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
Uh,
because it added to the myth of of this. I remember it was there was a lot of topics of that particular city. Did it actually exist, or did something happen
right.
to it? Did it meet the same fate that the city Pompeii did?
Yeah, for who nobody really knows because obviously if it did exist, those people are gone.
Yeah,
So, you
and of
know,
course it became the basis for the comic book, The Submariner, that
right,
Marvel put it out. I
right.
guess it was in the 1960s, if I remember.
Yeah. And then my number one song, gee, can you guess?
Let me guess. So we all know it. Yep, absolutely. Hurdy gurdy man, correct?
Absolutely. That's got for that period of time an absolutely killer guitar solo in it.
I remember hearing that as well. I used to play it with that. It was included the greatest hits that I had back in my way early teens had a killer ass song there. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
remember
it's
the Butthole Surfers. You know that the alternative band they did their version. If I remember hearing that on the radio program years ago.
I don't think anyone's ever gonna beat the Donovan
The
version of
original.
that.
Absolutely there. I mean, if I remember back in, I guess in the 1990s, he came out, he released an album, comeback album on Rick Rubin's Deaf American recordings, I guess it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. He found an ally with Rick Rubin there, the Def Jam rate label. He recorded an album called Sutras. I guess it came out. What was it? I forgot what. 1994 when that record came out. I remember he was interviewed for a program called on Canadian television named Pamela Wallen Live. I guess it was.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But I would like to have. I'm gonna say it again. I'd like to have people that listening to this.
Yeah.
If you've got a list that you'd like to publish, put it in the comments. If you've got some favorites, because like I said, this is an opinion piece. I mean, it doesn't make this doesn't make these the best songs, the best songs, the best songs. And I'm sure I missed some. I mean, a lot of work goes into looking all this stuff up. So I try to stay a little bit ahead, and I'm pretty far ahead. But it looks like I'm going to be working on soundtracks today or tomorrow, actually.
And because as I mentioned earlier, we got to. I have a few that I got to mention. Not necessarily a top 10, but probably a top six or a five there.
Oh, I could probably easily come up with a top 10. Top 20 might be possible. I'd have to wait until I get into it, and then I can tell you. Because off the top of my head, I can think of four or five right off the bat. That being the case, that means it's four or five others for sure that I can think of when I think of it.
So I'm wondering, uh, Jeebus, are you still there, dude?
I guess we lost him.
I don't know, but let me see here. It says that he's still. I know. I still see his icon. Do you still see his picture there on the
Uh,
Skype?
well, I'm minimized, so I don't see anything.
Let me see if I can add him to the program there. I don't know what it is. Blah 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 here. I don't know if he. I guess he got offline there, but it does not show in here. Hmm. Jeebus. Let me see here. What the fuck, dude? Son of a name goat, motherfucker. I don't know what the heck happened to him there.
I don't know. Well,
I
while
so
we're thinking about it, uh, I like to mention people that I kind of forgot about. And I
yeah.
think I got into John Mayall last time.
Yes, we
That
mentioned
guy
about him when he,
has probably 40 albums or more. He's been at it since the 60s. And he's run through a lot of people that have been through the group.
yes.
Most notably are Eric Clapton and Mick Taylor.
Yep.
Um,
And I believe Mick Fleetwood and John McVie as well.
Probably so. He pretty much, if you were anybody, you were in the band at one time or another. Um, One album, well, one track in particular, that I'd like to recommend is he did something called Bare Wires. And there's a song on there called the Bare Wires Suite, which is about 25 minutes, but it's five different songs interlaced. And it is good stuff. It uh,
All right.
it gets. I think if you were to sit and listen to it, again, it's five different songs that are just kind of interlaced with each other, and it kind of does a little bit of everything. But I think it's worth a listen for anybody that got 20 25 minutes to spare.
Okay.
That one came out late 60s, early 70s, somewhere in that range. But it I believe Mick Taylor's on that album and that
Mick
song.
Taylor, who later, of course, later joined the Rolling Stones, replacing Brian Jones.
Yeah, yeah. But that's a nice little song. And Mayall did quite a few. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that I touched on Dave D, Dozy Beaky, Megan Titch last time, but they did a
Yeah.
song that has got a lot of heavy guitar in it called Hold Tight. Um, then there's, well, you know the move.
Yes. Yeah. 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 Jeff Lynne, Roy Wood, Bev Bevan. Before they became the Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah, and Wood was only on the first album.
Yeah, I know. No answer, which I have downloaded on my phone, which definitely I highly recommend, folks.
Oh, it's worth a
This is
listen.
before tele. Absolutely, because I remember I was playing that album at my previous job, and what did the cooks? She was like, what group is this? I told them it's Electra Like Orchestra, their first record, and it's like it sounds like Elgnor Rigby when you think about it. There.
Yeah, yeah, and one song comes off the top of my head that I remember. It's 10538 Overture,
Yes.
which is a good
Yeah, I
song.
remember that. Very good song. I mean, I think Jeff Lynne's ELO, as it is now called, they still do that song, believe it or not.
Probably so. And two songs I'd like to mention that if you're going to hunt up Move, that are definitely, or three actually, is Message from the Country is a nice little song. It's got some good harmonies in it, good vocals. It's a decent song. And then if you want an early heavy song, Brontosaurus. That song
Right.
is heavy. It's a precursor to metal, believe me.
Ah.
And then of course they wrote Do Ya, which
Julia, the original Julia, which, of course, Jeff Lynne brought on. He wrote the song, sang on it. And, of course, he decided, to redo the song, which became a major hit. The album A New World Record for the ELO there. I
which
had
is
that album, by the way.
which is ironic because in my mind the original version by Move is far superior. That's an opinion, but it is just it just it does a lot of things that the newer one doesn't do. I mean,
Yeah.
it's well done, and they did a lot of things that were interesting. Um,
Yeah.
oh, there's another song called "I Can Hear the Grass Grow," which is a good one that was later covered by the Blues Magoos,
Yeah.
which we'll touch
And
on the
by the
Blues
way,
Magoos.
of course, we cannot forget Ace Frehley, the former Kiss guitarist. He had a record called Trouble Walking. I guess he did his cover there of that song. I remember seeing the video for that as well.
Yeah, that's a nice little song too, which is worth a look and a listen.
Yeah, yeah.
And hopefully, I've spurred people on to kind of take a listen to some
Check
of this
these.
stuff because you might be amazed, and again, you might not. Who
Absolutely.
knows? But you'll probably remember that we didn't have the production that we have nowadays, and
Yeah.
hesitated using the word values because I think today's production is actually overproduced.
Lacking a lot of values. We touched upon this before
Yeah,
many
because it's
times.
lacking a
Look at
lot of value.
absolutely. I'm going to try and Jeebus, are you still there, dude? Jeebus, I know for some reason still on. It says I still see his icon on the screen here, but yet we don't hear from him.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't happen tomorrow night.
I hope not. As I don't. Let's see if let me see if I can add him again to the program here, and I'm trying to find him. I tried doing that earlier,
Well,
but
while we're waiting for that, let's also talk about the soundtrack thing in case it runs short, because I have a feeling it will.
yeah,
Let's go ahead and if you got a chance or you already got an idea, let's do another list. Let me see who might be the best thing. Maybe the Kinks.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do because that can be. It's 15 for me too.
Because they have a lot of songs out there that definitely need to be acknowledged there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of songs that are good, and in some cases some deep cuts that you're kind of like, oh, that's not too bad, sort of thing.
Yep.
And then a lot of their songs that kind of were semi hits didn't get the play they deserved by the radio. So
And believe me,
we'll
there's
get
a
into
few
that.
out there that absolutely there. I got you know what? I should probably come up with my top
See,
10 or top seven or top five King songs there because there was a few that I remember that were pretty good there.
well, if you can find 15, that'll be good. I found 15 and didn't put everything
Yeah,
on it I wanted to. I had
yeah.
some that got left off the list because I ran out.
I,
I
you know,
basically did.
right now on my Google Images. Right now, I'm looking as I speak these words. I'm looking at images of the when a guitar that Brian Jones really brought out to the public when he was still with the Stones. There, it is the Vox Teardrop guitar.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
heard somewhere that or read somewhere that Brian Jones was a better guitarist than Keith
then Keith
Richards,
Richards. Yeah,
and
I remember hearing about that.
he's the one that taught Mick Jagger how to play harmonica
Ah,
because he could play
so
harmonica.
he was.
And
Yeah,
actually,
I me-
originally he was going to be the guy that was in front, and it got changed to Mick, I suppose, for some reason. I'm not sure
Yes.
exactly why. I haven't got it that deep into it, but
Oh
that
shit,
that
man! I gotta. Oh shit! I just saw this one. I was thinking about this, and I just saw it on the image here. Now we know the Michael Schenker's the black and white design on his Flying V.
right.
Yes, I see right now. I will download this and put this in the Skype chat. Okay, and I was thinking about this for some reason there. I don't know why it's taking too long to download on this damn thing here. Okay, there. And it's being downloaded right now. I gotta definitely. I thought about this.
Yeah, and I'm going to mention to Jebus if you know of the Kinks because they went into the 70s, 80s, and I believe even the 90s. If you can think of
Yeah,
15 songs by them, that's great. Although I'm going to tell you that a lot of my songs are going to be from the early years and mid more than anything.
Okay, there. This should be come on, come on, come on. Okay, there. I'm
And
going
in
to
this
put this in
case,
the sky.
okay, in this case, I don't think you're going to guess my number one.
All right. All right, there it is. It's in the Skype chat. I saw this. I'm like, holy cow, dude. Holy cow. It's a now it says here the description is a David Bowie Vox guitar, but you look at the design from it. I don't know if you could ever saw it there. It's the exact same design as the Michael Schenker Flying V, the black and white, one side black, one side white there. And I don't know if you could see it, Ark, but
I
I was
can't
thinking about.
I can't do it now, but I'll do it when we're done.
Oh, wow. Because I was thinking about this while I was at my at work at one time doing the dairy out there. I was thinking about, would it be cool to have a guitar of that particular design.
Yeah,
I would, and of course, the guitar I have, like the Strat copy, the Lakes LYX Pro there. I was thinking about sometime if I was going to either putting some sub design like either an Eddie Van Halen design or the Michael Schenker design. I made a video about it a couple of years ago about doing something like that, but still I have yet to even do that. Yeah.
oh wow.
Okay. All
But
right.
I was trying to figure out a way we could encourage people to do stuff. Um,
All right.
I'd like to encourage people to subscribe to my channel.
Yeah,
I don't do
yes,
anything right
definitely.
now except for the Dr. Earl stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'll move on to some other things and explore some stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. How is your channel doing there? Doing pretty good there?
Let me see. I think I'm at
Mm.
6 whole subscribers.
Oh, six
Wow.
subscribers. Ah, you're getting up there. Maybe this program is helping your channel out there pretty good there.
Yeah. Shooting for 10.
Oh, right now mine is at around 337 at the moment there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know the one let's see what blah 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 here.
Well,
I
I
know
sent.
the one that I recorded for the one I recorded this past Thursday with Jeebus, and Minnesota Vikings fan and Silver Row Hunter. I know. Let's see. It was the second half of Real as Fuck TV, and right now all this. So far, it's only got 10 views. But like I said, I wasn't able to do a live stream with those cats because I was on my way home during the first hour of
Right.
that program for my
Right.
job. I got right off as soon as they started their show. So I was calling in on from my cell phone there and earbuds, because while I was on the way home.
Yeah. I did send an email to Vince Russo because I thought he might be interested because he's big on music, but I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything back. So I don't even know
Well,
if he
I
read
don't
my
think those.
email.
Well, maybe. Well, I have him on my. I added him on my Skype there, and possibly I could probably send a message through there. I'm also looking to send a message to Tommy Yancey 2010. About him participating on one of our programs here, giving his way in on some of the stuff that we're discussing.
Well, that would be okay, except I don't think he really knows anything about music before about 1980.
Or
But I could be
1990.
right.
That's what he was born there. Definitely.
But I could be wrong. I mean,
Who knows?
my son is a big fan of music in the 60s and 70s, and he was born in 73. So a lot of
Uh,
that's from me listening.
but then again, you never know. I remember reading a couple years ago in the issue of Rolling Stone that a lot of the young kids out there were getting into classic rock. But the thing is, it's mostly the stuff by Jimmy, Pink Floyd, The Wall, and Voodoo Child and that stuff. But
Well, you got to
and of
dig deep.
course, yeah, that's one of my suggestions. That's one of the big rules even me and YR, we were doing Metal Maniacs uh, early months ago, we were just suggesting people doing the same thing. Dig deeper, folks.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the purposes of this list thing is to give and I try to mention songs from people we don't do lists on, so that you get a chance to look into other things. I mean, it's like another band from England that never hit it big in the States was The Nice, which
Oh
was
yeah, there's
Keith
Keith
Emerson's.
Emerson prior to joining Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Think about that, man.
They do a killer version of America, which is a classical piece by Leonard Bernstein.
Ah,
And then they do something called Rondo, which is good too, which when you hear it, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I get it. Um, and they have a lot of pretty good stuff. It's reasonably decent to listen to. And of course, it's keyboard heavy.
absolutely. How many keyboard? I was talking to a buddy of mine back in Michigan. His name was Mark. Mark, who lived out in the Ann Arbor area there. We were talking about he was a keyboard player. He was in industrial music like a Wumscott, Skinny Puppy, Frontline Assembly, bands like How Job and stuff. And I was like, it would be cool sometime if some of the keyboard players in these groups, would do something like a keyboard solo, similar to what Keith Emerson did when it is during his heyday with Emerson, Lake and Palmer, because this
Right.
dude was able to crank out some fucking massive solos on those albums he did.
Yeah, and actually, he was the primary soloist. You didn't hear that many guitar solos.
Yeah, and the other two that came close was John Lord of Deep Purple, who sadly
Absolutely.
long, yeah, absolutely, because he's no longer because he also pioneered something like a dirty organ sound there. He would add I guess it was a distortion pedal to
Yeah,
his amplifier, from what I understand. I know he
yeah,
did that with the introduction of the song "Lazy" from the Machine Head album there. And another person who cranked on the organ as well would have to be Tom Schultz from the band Boston.
yeah, yeah,
Remember the solo he did on the song "Smokin'" on the first Boston record? That's him.
yeah. And then you've got Foreplay, that opening thing for Foreplay in Long Time.
Yes, that still played on the song, played on the radio to this very day. And there was this
Yeah,
one piece that was on the third stage record entitled, "The Launch," which leads up to the track "Cooled the Engines" from the third stage album.
right.
Which, by the way, if anybody has not heard, only know the first record and the second record, if you haven't had a chance to listen to the third stage album, what the heck is up with you, dude?
Well, I consider the Boston debut album to easily be one of the top 10 debut albums of all time. Easily.
Because look how many copies that album sold, and
Yeah, but it's one of those
how
things. See, to me, a debut album that puts the group out there and you kind of go, whoa, I got to hear more. That's a debut album.
and of course that we all know this. For those who didn't know, that record took 5 years, I guess 5 or 6 years to make.
That's why it was so long between the first and second one, because it pretty much took that time amount of time for the second one.
Because
And
Schultz, believe it or not, did the producing, the songwriting, and the engineering from the
yeah,
base of his Boston home. There, he was working as I guess for Polaroid, for I understand, Polaroid Industries, and
good thing he
Schultz is
found
one of
music.
yeah, Schultz is one of those guys that really take a lot of time making this because he wants to make sure the quality, the production, everything, the beats, the guitar riffs or bass riffs or organ here and there, wants to be top notch perfect. He doesn't want
Right,
to deliver second rate music
right.
there. You know,
And another one of those top 10 debut albums in my mind, and always will be there, is the
Yep.
Led Zeppelin debut.
Oh hell yeah. For me,
When I heard that, when that came out, I looked at it. I was working at a Gibson's then, and I looked at it and I was going, "This looks interesting," because it was in an 8 track, and I plugged it in and it started off with Good Times, Bad Times, and I'm going, "Wow, this is good." And then I kept hearing more and more and more and more and more of it, and I was like, "You know what? There's not a bad track on this album. There's no filler, nothing.
agreed,
This
agreed.
is,
Most def-
a lot of groups will throw filler on an album, especially the '60s, and
absolutely.
there was no filler on this album. I mean, it was there all along. I mean, it was incredible. I sat
You know
there and I
what?
listened to that thing and I said, "This is the best album I've ever heard at that time. This is the
You know
best
what?
album I've ever heard."
You know what new thing that just came to my mind? Top five debut albums for me. Definitely, I got to put my list up there. Definitely, because there's a few I got to throw in it as well that really grabbed my attention. And everybody else's there.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah.
Because the Black Sabbath one was close.
Oh fuck yeah!
I mean, that one was good. And it was
Beyond
different.
good,
It was
dude. I
different.
I remember, man. I used to. I get it. I think I told this story before to you. Um, I discovered that record from a neighbor's cassette tape. I borrowed it a couple times. It was raining outside when I first heard it, and so I was
Oh,
it's tree and I was intrigued by the sound, the production, the style, the songs that were playing there, especially with the whole track "Warning," which, by the way, was originally done by a band called Ainsley Dunbar's Retribution. Believe it or not.
yeah, it must have been interesting to hear that song in the rain and hear the song Black Sabbath because it starts with
Oh
that
man.
rain and storm.
Thunderbolts shot going off in the background.
Yeah.
Believe
It
it or not, I had an old Tiesco guitar that my parents got for me from an old Kmart store back in 1978. You know, and I was trying to come up, trying to learn the songs from that record, the first Black Sabbath disc, in my old garage, and and believe it or not, I did. I was There was a couple times I tried playing the guitar in there when the guitar was, believe it or not, flooded with water on the ground there.
Wow.
And I don't know what I was thinking at that time, but at the time I was in my early teens and my head was not on straight, as you can probably tell by telling this story. But I was trying to learn the songs from that record while
Yeah.
because it was a good album to play when the rain was falling, believe it or not.
Yeah.
When it just got done raining, you're just trying to learn that song because that was one of the great albums to listen to while it was raining, believe it or not. Because obviously the beginning of that album, for obvious reason there.
Oh, I meant to ask you. Did you
Mhm.
ever get a chance to listen to that Southwest Stuff OB song?
Oh, fuck. Earl, what the fuck you thinking, dude? I gotta, you know what? Southwest SOB, I gotta definitely look
FOB.
it up. FOB.
Yeah, because it starts out kind of interesting, the little uh, organ thing going on. And I think we discussed that England, Dan, and John Ford were in this group.
Yes.
And
Texas Space Band. I'm looking it
yeah,
up on YouTube right now. And I promise after we're done, after this program is done, we're gonna
but it's
definitely listen to it.
that, and they did another one called Nadine, which was a Chuck Berry cover, and those were
Yeah.
basically their two singles.
Smell of Incense is another one.
Yeah, Smell of Incense. It's about 2.5 minutes. Like I said, it starts off with a real nice organ thing, But it gets into some pretty cool guitar too.
And it has a YouTube mix on here like Green Skies Tomorrow, Bells of Babylon, and another thing. Definitely, I got you know what we're done with this show here, and that definitely when we I'm gonna definitely start listening to it.
Well,
Definitely.
I didn't steer you wrong with Blood Rock, did I?
Hell no, you certainly did not. With that song you told me about, damn.
Yeah, it's kind of gruesome to listen to, but
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's
like
a
it.
very eerie listen. Absolutely there. Definitely. Let's see how we what's we're on the let's see how we're doing on here on the time limit here. We're about almost 90, about 10 minutes from completing the 90-minute mark here there.
Really?
Yes, we have. I think we started about it was about I think it was quarter after 6 when we started our program tonight here.
Oh, well, I guess we're making up for lost time.
Yes, we certainly did there. Definitely. I don't know if you want to carry on for the next couple of minutes here, or you want to close
Oh,
the show now, or
let's
close
kind
the
of
show.
go for a close, but kind of discuss that tomorrow night with Jeebus. We're going to do a top. I'm going to try for 20 soundtracks, and we'll cover the kinks too, because the soundtracks thing won't take. I don't think it'll take about a half an hour or less. Uh,
And plus, as something I also threw in, as you mentioned, we mentioned the top 5 or top 10 debut albums of all time. Definitely.
yeah, and hopefully Jeebus hears that.
Jeebus, I don't know what the heck happened with you, dude. Definitely. I'll message you on Skype when we're done here with this show here, and we'll most definitely try to get you on. See if you can have your list to the stuff that we talked about here. Maybe you have personal favorites of your own you like to add into this program. We definitely welcome that to you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with anybody's listening to this. As we go, if you can think of a group and or artist that you'd like to hear, how we rate, say, some of their songs on a top list of some sort, put it in the comments.
Yeah, and like I said, definitely got to add my list to these with these. I'm getting tongue tied here, folks.
Well, we're
When
reaching a point that you know these artists better.
Yeah, absolutely, because I got to start adding my here because I feel like a fucking dimwit by not contributing because I'm so busy with the stuff going on here at home and my job and everything else here. Like earlier on, we had to me and my sister had to go out to the eyeglass factory, America's Best, because and this is one of those oops upside your head type of stories. You don't realize. I gotta tell you this, man. As you know, I got me some new contacts from that place a couple weeks back. I tried them on, but yet I was having trouble seeing things. Things were blurry there.
Yeah.
We set up an appointment a week ahead of time before today because I was off today, and my sister was worked at about 1:30. We our appointment was at 3 p.m. today. We go in there. We just talk about what was wrong. And the eye doctor, she was like, like reading the prescription, such and such. She was like, "Wait a minute. By chance, are you sure they're the right and left contacts you were putting in?" Because she looked at some of the charts here, so like, you know what, Earl? I think they switched the wrong contacts for your eyes. What
Oh,
it was is that the left, what was supposed to be the contacts for my right eye, was originally supposed to be for my left eye, and vice versa.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so we finally switched them in, and I'm wearing them correctly. And as you can see, oh my gosh, me and my sister were dying laughing when we found out about this. Whoever did this switched the wrong where the context was supposed to go to.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so gosh, oh dude, I was like, on the way back, I was thinking about what Bullfrog said. Do your fucking job before you take your wrenches away from you.
Yeah.
Oh God, that came exactly close to my mind when I was on the way back from there. We were laughing about it. We were talking about it to my brother-in-law about the whole thing there. He had the same thing years back when he was trying to fit in some contacts, you know.
Right.
Oh man, one of those oops upside your head type of moments there, we would call it.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
happens. No big deal.
Yeah, shit like that does happen. So obviously I don't know who somebody goofed there, but it saved us a lot of trouble. We was going to go through the aggravation of trying on this pair of contacts, this other
Right.
pair of contacts, and that would have meant more money spent. So thank goodness this doctor that we saw here, who was a different doctor than the one we originally saw there. She pointed out the problem, and thank goodness to her for doing this. So, because like I said, we would have had to spend more money, more aggravation, more bullshit here. So, definitely, we got I had to tell that story from earlier on today. Oh gosh.
Well, that's
Oh gosh.
yeah.
All right. All right. I think that's going to probably do it for this evening here.
Yeah, I think
Epis
so.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened with the Jeebus here. He's still, I know his icon is still on my screen here,
Well, just send him
and
some messages and
I
update
will
him.
definitely I definitely want to get to do so later on this evening. Say, hey Jeebus, so we're still looking for you to being part of our top 10 list for tomorrow night there.
Yeah, I'll see how many soundtracks I can find.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it won't be a top 10, but it'll be probably be a top five or six or seven there for my part. And of
Oh,
course,
I don't know. Once you
top,
get into it, you might find 10.
yeah, who knows there. Anyways, so we're gonna end the show up here for tonight, and like I said, tomorrow night we're gonna do what we talked about moments ago here, and possibly we'll get Jeebus back on definitely for for tomorrow night there, and this will be episode 21 there, and we're going to definitely hopefully like I said, get Jeebus back on the call here
Sounds
for
good.
tomorrow night. If it's not, we will. It'll be just us two,
Right.
as always, folks. And we once again we look for input from everybody out there. You know what? I should do a video later on this evening while I'm out, because I'm planning on doing my what is called the techno stroll since it's the weekend and since no clubs are open around this time, thanks to
Right.
this coronavirus bullshit. So what I've talked about this before a few times, where I play some techno sets I have on my MP3 on my phone here, and I prance around, you know, moving a little bit here, go to different areas of the area that we have here. I did that a lot during the summertime there. Made a lot of videos while as well, a lot of call-ins on programs, whether it was Joe Cronin's or Foulmouth Networks a couple of times. I don't
Right.
know if Foulmouth is doing their Insomniac episode, but definitely if it was so, I'll definitely call in. I should or definitely should probably call in, see what the subject that you're talking about here, because I don't know what's either way there. I'm getting tongue tied here. Definitely, when it gets to that, I should just stop here.
Right.
Yeah, or because I'm going to sound like a bat rambling baboon for some dumb reason there.
Okay. Well, I guess then it's time to close it off, and we'll see everybody hopefully tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Arknolia and the Doctor, episode 21 of our Music Memories series. I'm going to definitely do a lot, get a hold of Beavis, leave him some messages and get my list here going here. So,
Okay.
and once again, thanks for everybody for watching this program here. And for Arknolia and myself, this is Arknolia and the Doctor. You everybody have a good one, all right?
All right.
All
And
right.
talk to y'all later.
Bye-bye. I definitely gotta get my list going.